Welcome to my channel. The Emperor's New Clothes Story. Once upon a time, there was a king who always wanted to wear nice clothes. The special tailors of the king sewed a new dress for him every day. There came a day when his tailors could not make new clothes for him. The selfish king got angry and shouted, "I have already worn this dress. Don't you know that I never wear the same dress twice?" The king's servants spread the important news all over the land. Anyone who can sew a new garment for His Highness the king will receive a big prize. All the tailors of that land became motivated. They tried to sew new clothes for the king, but none of them satisfied the king. He couldn't admit that his body was fat and ugly. One day, two tricksters came to the king's palace and said, "King, we have come here from a long way to please you. We are weavers who know our work very well. We can weave a strange fabric. This special cloth is so that stupid people cannot see it." The king said, How interesting. This is how I can find out which of my ministers are intelligent and which are stupid. Very well, start knitting immediately." And then he gave them a lot of money. Those two people hid the money and then pretended that they were weaving cloth. The sound of weaving machine could be heard in the middle of the night. Click, 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 click. The king wanted to know how far the work of the weavers had progressed. Therefore, he thought to himself, "It is good to send my best and most honest minister to them." The minister went to the weaver's workshop. He was very surprised to see the machine empty of cloth. No matter how much he looked, he did not see anything. The minister, who was an experienced man, thought to himself, "It's too bad. Now, if I tell the truth, the king will think that I am a stupid man. He will tell me, 'Get out of my palace, fool.'" Therefore, the minister said to the king, "I have never seen such a beautiful cloth. Sir, I am sure you will like it." The king was very happy to hear this and gave more money to the weavers. A few days later, the king wanted to see the cloth, but he said to himself, "If I can't see it, my honor will be lost." It happened that he sent another of his ministers to the weavers. The king thought that this minister was the most intelligent of all, but he could not see a cloth either. This minister was also afraid that the king would fight with him. That's why he said, "Your Majesty, the fabric is really very beautiful." The king was very happy. He thought to himself, "Now I don't have to worry because I can definitely see the cloth that they saw." The king was sure that his ministers were not as intelligent as him. Therefore, he came out of the palace with two ministers and some of his relatives and servants. The two ministers said, "Your Majesty, we hope that you will like this interesting cloth." The king went to the room where the weavers were working, but he saw nothing in the room. He thought to himself, "What does that mean? Why can't I see the fabric? Does that mean I'm an idiot? No, I shouldn't say that I don't see anything." So the king told the weavers that he liked the cloth very much. Both ministers said in their hearts, "How bad it is that I cannot see the cloth." The king gave the weavers a lot of gold. The weavers also continued their work. Click, 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 click. And very soon they announced that all the fabric has been woven. They showed that they are cutting the fabric and making new clothes for the king. Then they showed the new clothes to the king and said, "Look carefully at this clothes, sir. People will be surprised when they see you in this outfit. They will definitely compliment you." The weavers helped the king to take off his clothes and put on his new clothes. The king fooled himself and said in his heart, "Wow, how great it is. This dress is as light as a feather and as gentle as the breeze." Then he called his two ministers and asked if you like it. They answered, "Of course." "What a beautiful dress. How much does it suit you, Your Majesty?" At the same time, everywhere in that land there was talk about the king's new clothes. A day came when the king's relatives organized a parade. While marching like a soldier, the king said in a loud voice, Only wise people can see my new clothes." People shouted, "That's right. The king's new clothes are very spectacular. How well this dress suits her. Yes, yes. The king was very pleased when he heard the cheering of the people. Then suddenly a boy's voice was heard and said with a laugh, "Look, this man is not wearing clothes. Your Majesty, you are going to catch a cold with this naked body." Wow, people are laughing at me. It got bad. I'm naked. So I was fooled until now. My honor is gone. The king said these words to himself, and then took the boy to his palace. People whispered in each other's ears and said that the poor boy would surely be killed by the king. But after a while, the king invited the boy's parents to his palace and told them, "You have an honest son. He was so good that he told me the truth." Then the king gave many gifts to the boy's parents. From that day on, the king thought more about the problems of the people and the affairs of his land than about clothes. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.